regional for for Africans,
Form.
for
Okay.
Zambians. So we still respect that fact to say
Okay.
we respect the culture and we come from that. So
Okay.
Christianity is basically like the highest religion.
Religion.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have different churches under
Yeah.
Christianity, but we still allow other
Yeah.
religions to participate in their own way.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
that.
because I often hear conversations. I watch,
Yeah,
religious things, and they talk about, where Christianity originated from. Was
yeah,
it from Africa? It's different conversations about that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
yes, as we know,
Oh,
Africa is like the motherland and like the source of almost everything. I believe that could be true, but
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of conversations surrounding that.
Yeah. Yeah, and as far as like in America, we have like Baptist and Presbyterian,
Yeah.
Methodist. What's the different denominations? In Africa, is it about the same, or is it a little bit different?
In most parts in Africa, we have those denominations that
Something happened.
Baptist, and
Okay.
we have Catholic, we have
Okay.
the Seventh Day Adventists. Mainly, the major ones I can say are the Seventh Day Adventists, the Catholics, and the Pentecostal churches. So
Okay.
yeah, those are the major ones. But we still have the Christian Brothers. We still
Okay.
have uh, the 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 Baptists,
Mhm.
but not in huge numbers. I've seen more Baptist churches in America than in
Yeah.
Zambia, yes, or other
Yeah.
parts of the world.
And we often have conversations ourselves between us, and
Yeah.
about Christianity and stuff like that. And it seems like today's time, especially after the coronavirus and stuff like that, it seems
Yeah.
like a lot of people is kind of straying away from the faith. And what do you think is the cause of that? A lot of people is falling into atheism and stuff like that. What do you think caused that? Do they have? You feel like they might have less faith because of these things that's happening?
Um, my take on that is it was really a hard situation during COVID.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
now, some churches are not open.
yeah,
As much as we believe that God has the power to protect us, we
yeah,
really need also to protect ourselves. So I
yeah,
still support the idea of closing up churches
yeah.
because we want it to be safe from the virus. But on
Mm-hmm.
the other side, this was like a trying moment for the Christian faith or for
Yeah,
other religions who gather together
yeah,
because it's a trying moment because some people really stopped and refrained from fellowshipping, but as the Bible teaches us that we should be strong in times like this. So we
yeah,
were supposed to be worshiping through, telecast, broadcast like this one. We have so
mm-hmm.
many, for, methods that we would have been using. And of
Yeah,
course, some churches are still using. Sometimes they use Zoom, they would use YouTube. All those
yeah,
things that help us to keep up with our faith and encourage each other. And
yeah,
for people who gave up because of going through that situation, it's just sad, but we
yeah,
still continue praying for them
yeah,
because we are different the way we handle faith.
yeah,
Some we have the weak among ourselves,
yeah,
so it's our right to encourage the weak, and also we build each other in faith. So
yeah,
as far as the COVID is going down,
mm-hmm.
it's very important that we keep communicating so that we come back um, to our fellowship again. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't say they have weakness in their faith. It's just that human beings, we have doubts. So in most
yeah,
times we doubt the power of God, but still God has given us the facilities that will help us to, you know, to
yeah,
communicate and to fellowship online and all that.
yeah,
So
and
I hope we can continue in that way. But it was
yeah,
a trying moment.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a really
Yeah,
trying
because I
moment.
even felt it too.
Yeah, yeah, because me myself, I had COVID
Yeah,
last month, and it was a
wow,
it was a test of faith. You know,
exactly.
you feel like you so weak and stuff.
Yeah,
Fatigue and but you just got to keep the faith. God created your body, and
exactly.
you just got to keep the faith that the Creator, can heal your body at the same time. And
Sure.
so we had a conversation about your project, and you had talked about, and it kind of goes with this about
Yes.
people who, hypocritical in the church. They
Yeah.
just go to church on Sunday or the Sabbath, and they don't really have a good, a full relationship with Jesus,
With Jesus.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Can you further expound on that as far
Oh
as
yeah.
the people going to church just for, you know,
Yeah.
convenience?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Actually, the project that I have that just came out on the 30th of July. The title is "I'm Freeman," and
Mhm.
I thought in the lines because I come from a family of believers. Because my father is a pastor in the
Yeah.
Seventh Day Adventist. So in most cases, as we grow, we always look at what your father or your parents or whoever you look up to is doing, and that's what you do. In most cases, as children, we don't get converted, but we
Yeah.
just continue doing what like you keeping the faith.
Yeah.
Sometimes we say faith of our fathers living still, but in real sense, you are not converted. So
Yeah.
I came up with I started thinking in my own life uh, to say, I go to church. I
Mhm.
used to do everything. I would pray for the sick. I would, uh, lead the choir. I would,
Yeah.
go out of hospitals to sing and, but I was not still converted because so
Yeah.
many people think going to church, that's faith.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me, I look at it as hypocritical because you
Yeah.
just taking your body there, but in
Yeah.
real sense, you are not converted. Not until the Son of Man
Mhm.
sets you free,
Yeah.
you are free indeed. So
Yeah.
every time we worship and you
Yeah.
only, go to church like we go to work,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. We need to have faith. We need to know what we believe in. So that's
Yeah.
why I came up with that project to say, I'm Freeman. I'm no
Yeah.
longer going to church because my
Yeah.
father is a pastor. I'm no
Yeah.
longer going to church because of my mother, because my relatives who think about me in a different way. I'm going to church because I believe in Jesus. And
Yeah.
if you look at most of the songs that are in that project, they really talk about Jesus.
Yeah.
Because if Jesus went to church and Jesus laid as an example, I should do likewise.
Yeah.
So yeah, and basically, coming back to the COVID thing,
Uh huh.
uh, if you look at it, the whole like 2 years, I've never been to church, but
Mhm.
it was easy to keep faith. That's when we should learn something from there. We can learn something from the COVID situation to say it's not about being in church. You
Yeah.
can still keep your faith away
Mhm.
from church because we
Yeah.
never used to go to church,
Yeah.
but we still here, and
Yeah.
you and I, we still believe
And
Jesus exists and he still has the power to
yes.
rule. He has the
Uh huh.
power to give us strength to put through different situations. So
Yeah.
that's the project that I'm working on, the project saying I'm Freeman. It's basically making people understand faith is not
Mm.
about being in a certain condition or in a certain situation. Faith is believing in what you've not seen, but you still believe it exists, and you have the
Yeah.
hope for things to come.
Yeah, and I grew up the same way. I'm a PK kid,
Okay,
PK, still,
be careful life.
and
There
yeah,
we
well,
go.
times too, cause my mom is a minister as well,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
yeah, and so when you're younger, it's just like a ritual to you. You
Yeah,
just go to church, and it's just a part of your life. When you're younger,
exactly.
and so when you get older, you experience more, and it starts to become a personal thing. And
Yeah.
then and then further on, sometimes you get your own. You study the Bible for yourself, and you find different things from where you was where you grew up from. The
Yeah.
things you was taught, and it's a lot of things that's traditional in the church that we grew up in. That's in some way is not necessary for becoming receiving salvation. And
Hmm.
have you experienced that? You grew up and you've found out that certain things that you all did at the church and stuff wasn't really necessary
Real.
for
Yeah.
salvation. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
True.
yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
It's very common, and that's how a lot of people in our faith, especially in our Christianity, we
Hmm.
always look at what people are going to think about me.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't look at what God is going to think about me.
yeah,
What does God look
yeah,
at? We
yeah,
always look at we want to show people outside appearance to say we are a holy people, but in real sense we're not. We need to work on our faith
yeah,
to yeah and exercise it. The
yeah,
world needs more love. It does not need more, any pretense or holier than thou. It
yeah.
needs love, and love comes from God because God is love.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in today's time, a lot of the younger people, their mind is in a way kind of different than when
Yeah.
even when I was younger. It's like they really realize certain things, and
Mm.
they ask a lot of questions that we probably wouldn't ask when we was younger. They're more braver. I would say they're more braver in their questions, and
Very
so
brave.
yeah, yeah. They're like and some questions they ask, it's like you really can't answer because
Yeah.
it's like you have to study it for yourself even more. And so
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
So
let's
yeah,
what you
go.
about to say?
No, go ahead. That's
Okay.
fine. I'm good.
And yeah, so getting into your project, what inspired you to get into this project? What motivated you, to start this project?
Yeah, like I said, I come from a family that enjoys singing. I think the
Yeah.
motivation came from my dad used to
Yeah.
sing, and my great grandfather used to sing a lot because I come from
Okay.
Zambia is my great grandmother's place. My
Oh,
great
okay.
grandfather came from Tanzania
Okay.
as an immigrant to Zambia. So
Mhm.
he used to sing a lot, and my dad told me the history about it. I even have some songs that were written by my grandfather and my great grandfather in a different language that my
Okay.
dad understand, but I do not understand. But
Okay.
I had a chance to record those songs. I still have them. So I
Yeah.
get that motivation from there. And also, growing up in church, I have a lot of support. I received a lot of support in a mix of criticisms, as speakers, how people look at us. But
Yeah.
I still had to focus on what was positive
Mhm.
from people who talking to me
Yeah.
who were talking to me. So I received that motivation from my family, my parents, my
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, and also from my friends.
Yeah.
Um, I would not do justice not to talk about one of my favorite, my I can say my best friend. His name
Mhm.
is Davis Mulaya. He really also motivated me. He's the one
Okay.
who actually mixed the whole project.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, we've grown together with this gentleman. One day you will see him one day, maybe through the pictures or some
Okay.
other methods of horror. So he really motivated me a lot because he has done so many songs and people really enjoy his music.
Yeah.
So I get that drive from different people, from my
Okay.
parents, from friends, yes. And I also wanted to share how I look at Christianity, like
Mhm.
I said earlier on, to make people
Okay.
know about how I think
Yeah.
about the thing that we always consider going to church is salvation. I think
Yeah.
I think about it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I listen to your music, it's your voice and stuff is very like uplifting. when I
Amen.
listen to it, and
Amen.
it's like a mixture of like opera, uh,
Okay.
technique, and then it's kind of like soul at the same time, and so that mixture makes it sound very uplifting.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you so
the
much, my
the
brother.
favorites, the songs I like, and we bring them up because uh, I can't pronounce them, the way
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I'll
the
probably
spirit will
mispronounce
still
them.
lead.
Yeah, but the Maui Tempele, I think that's how you pronounce
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muitempele.
Oh,
So
okay.
Muitempele is a song that was actually, as far as I know, it was written by my grandmother, the
Oh, okay.
mother to my mother. Yeah.
Okay.
Because my mother also comes from a family that sings. So
Okay.
Muitempele, it means in the temple.
Oh,
So
okay.
this song, basically, it talks about the moment when Jesus Christ died on the
Okay.
cross. The
Okay.
whole heaven was dark, and in the temple, the veil that was covering the holy place was actually ripped into two, which signified that there's no need for us to kill a lamb whenever we sin.
Yeah.
But because the greatest lamb was slain, who's Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
So the song talks about his death and our salvation. And the second part of the song says, Bachilende wa Muchalo, meaning in literal sense, we can say people who do not, who are undecided. There are people
Yeah.
who do not decide, who are still looking for truth, but meanwhile they know what the truth is, but they still run away. So the
Yeah.
song talks about such people to say they left the gate open and they
Mm.
still went out looking for other pleasures. They are
Yeah.
going to die. But
Mhm.
the last part of the song gives an appeal to say, now it's up to you. Now it's up to you, my brother, my sister. What are you waiting for? The door
Yeah.
is open.
Yeah.
Jesus has conquered death. What are you doing? It's time for
Yeah.
you to come to the fold and be saved. So
Yeah.
that song is kind of very old song, and my grandmother wrote that song.
Wow.
Then the chorus talks about Hallelujah, God or Jesus has conquered death. By
Wow.
Yesu Batsumshia. It's really an uplifting song.
So yeah, so it seems like a kind of like a double meaning. It's like Jesus has risen, and at the
Yes,
same time, it's like you're being free at the same time.
exactly.
And it's like and it's coincidence. Your name is Freeman, and
Freeman.
it's like
Yeah,
a free man. It's like you're coming into yourself, like you said earlier, and
yeah,
you still you believe in God, but it's your own personal experience with God, and that's
exactly.
that's what I get from the album as well. And are you part of a label or are you just independent? Creating your music.
I can say I am independent, but we
Okay.
have a channel that we want to develop into a label. It's called DM and FM Gospel
Okay.
Music Network. And
Oh.
that's my same friend that I talked about, Davis
Okay.
Mulai. So it's DM and FM, Freeman Mweo. So that page is still there, and we are planning to create it as a label. So
Okay.
in short, I do not have a label. I'm an individual recording artist, and I
Okay.
record the music and do the backing vocals
Okay.
myself. I
Okay.
back myself, and then I send it to my friend for mixing,
Okay.
editing, and mixing. That way, it's very easy. I make his job easier because he's a
Okay.
very good mixing engineer.
And I say, that's a good way to go. Independent, you have control of your music and how it's
Exactly.
distributed.
Yeah.
And I wish you the best, in your musical future. And how can people, get the project? How can people download the project?
Thank you so much for asking. I have the music on all the platforms. Um, I distributed my music through TuneCall and
Okay.
also a Boomplay, and you can also access the music through iTunes, Amazon Music, and also those people want the discs. they're about to be distributed. I'm just compiling the whole CDs. So very
Okay.
soon I'll post a link for people to, to grab the music. And for
Okay.
those who are back home in Zambia, the music, the CDs are ready with Davis Mulaya, and they can buy their CDs. But for the people in America, they have to wait a little bit for the discs. But for
Okay.
on the musical platforms, the music is there, the songs are there.
Okay. And after this, can you can send me the link and I can put it under the video after
Sure.
this, the interview. And any last words, anybody you want to shout out, those who inspire you
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
in this journey.
In
Yeah.
this journey, I just want to say thank you um, to Davis Mulaya. Thank you to my parents, my family, my wife for the support. There are times that I would spend my time away
Hmm.
from my family and be in the
Yeah.
studio, maybe the whole, you know, more
Yeah.
than 8 hours in a day, or maybe in the night when I'm supposed to be with them. But
Yeah.
they all allow me to, to do my project. I thank them for that. I want to
Yeah.
also thank my supporters, my fans. I have a lot of people who follow my music on
Yeah.
Facebook. You are the powerful people. Without you guys, there cannot be me.
Hmm.
So I want to thank you also. I want to appreciate the church family.
Yeah.
The church family is very supportive also, Azana group, and there are so many people. It's a chain, but
Yeah.
I really appreciate everyone who really enjoys my music, and I appreciate you, my brother James. You
Oh,
are a
no
really
problem.
great man, and for having me, I'm so excited.
No
It's a
problem. And
great
yeah, it was a great opportunity for me to have you on the show. And
thank you so
I
much.
forget it's another question I always ask my
Yeah,
guests that come up here. And how do you balance doing the music and family life and work and stuff like that? How do you find time to balance those things?
I can say in a short answer, it's commitment.
Yeah.
When you commit yourself to something, you always find time for it. So
Yeah.
because I love music,
Hmm.
it's my thing. I love
Yeah.
talent in general. I love, working with gifts that God has given us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because apart from that, I do other art stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I really appreciate that. It's all about commitment.
Yeah.
When you commit to something, you're always going to find time. So I really squeeze myself in between. And there's also work.
Yeah.
Apart from that,
Yeah.
it's family. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll
Yeah.
still create my time for music because it's really in me. I really love doing music. So it's commitment in short.
Great, great. And again, appreciate you for taking this time to be on my channel, YouTube channel, for this interview. And I hope you have a blessed night. And I wish you the best, in your musical journey. All right.
Thank you very much, James.
All
I
right.
really appreciate, man. JG, God bless you, and bless your family and the time that you've had with me. It's really a wonderful thing, and may God bless you. I appreciate you. Have a
God bless you
wonderful
too.
day.
All
Thank you
right. You
so
too.
much, sir.
All right.
Take care.
Appreciate it. All right.
Bye bye.
All right.